make money in college, and now Florida teens can start cashing in during high school. The Florida High School Athletic Association approved a new policy today, and that means your high schooler can get paid for the use of their name and image. Fox 13's Ariel Placencia joins us in the newsroom. And Ariel, the board first introduced an NIL proposal back in February, and less than 4 months later, it's official.
Yeah, that's right. The FHSAA president called this new policy a, quote, very good starting point. It was not lost on the board that today's big decision officially changed the playing field for high school athletes in the Sunshine State starting this upcoming school year.
So there are going to be hesitations. We're going to feel nervous, but I do really believe that this is going to put us on par with the rest of the country.
Tuesday's historic decision officially adds Florida to the list of more than 30 states where high schoolers can make money off their name, image, and likeness, or NIL.
The motion carries unanimously.
Under the Florida High School Athletic Association's new policy, athletes and their parents can negotiate NIL deals, which must be in writing and be completely independent of their schools.
I'm happy, not just for me, but every other athlete too.
Basketball point guard Jonathan Reed is transferring from Spoto High School to Riverview High School for his senior year this fall.
If you're able to make money off your name, obviously, it just gives you another why and reason to go harder.
Under the new NIL policy, businesses or local restaurants can pay student athletes to appear in their commercials, for example. However, the high schoolers cannot use their school uniforms without special permission.
I feel like it teaches us how to value money.
But those against NIL argue it will be difficult to regulate.
Kids are not the problem. The adults are.
The board discussed differentiating between boosters and NIL collectives, which are not allowed.
I think what we're doing is we're saying there cannot be any groups out there that exist to collect funds from donors to facilitate NIL deals for student athletes. That's what a collective is. If you exist solely for that purpose, you cannot operate in Florida.
Also, high school athletes who start a sport cannot then transfer and secure an NIL agreement that season unless certain criteria are met.
As situations arise, we can tweak the bylaw. We can go back to it. We can revisit it as many times as we need to.
And when it comes to certain products and services that student athletes will not be able to endorse, the board decided to add political or social activism to the existing list that already included things like alcohol and gambling. Under the new policy, families are encouraged to seek legal and tax advice when it comes to making those NIL deals. And Linda, we'll just see what happens and what this fall looks like when it comes to those athletes.
Have to watch and see how it plays out for sure.
Well, Street, there it is, man. We have arrived. You on mute. Hold up. Got you, my bad.
Well, yeah. Well, in the words of P. Diddy, it's all fucked up now. What we gonna do now? It's all fucked up now.
Well, in the words of my girl, where them dollars at, player? Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? So, welcome everybody, man. 109 people in the building and climbing as we speak. This is Hayes Street. I'm Coach Hayes. That's my dog over there. D Street. That's what he had to say. He chilling.
D Street, aka MILF Hunter.
Oh, MILF Hunter. That boy out there hunting with like Cupid with a bow and arrow, boy. Bing. But anyway, man. Today is Tuesday. A lot has already started going on. Yesterday we talked about Larry Allen passing away. Shout out to him, man. Rest in peace. Also, man, the coach from Miami Norland, Keon Smith, if I believe I got his name right. Coached at Norland. He was killed by some lady's boyfriend or whatever the case may be. A lot of people have been texting me because he coached at Norland. I coached at Norland, but I did not know him. And so that's a very sad and unfortunate situation, man. But we're here talking about money today with these shorties, man. That news broadcast right there. They covered a lot in those 3 minutes. And I thought it was super important, man. What did you take from that news broadcast?
I don't know, man. Correct me if I'm wrong, Hayes, but it's kind of surreal. It's kind of surreal that we're even here. That we're even here to me. Like, I mean, literally what they're saying is okay. Your kids can make money. Your kids that are athletes can make money in high school. We won't penalize them anymore.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you what, I am confused. I didn't know this was a thing. Right? Meaning, I didn't, as me coaching, I've had, unlike NCAA, high school kids could have jobs. High school kids could do, I had one that used to be a model. He used to do, and was like a actor. You know, he was a kid actor. He had already been in commercials. It was never, like, I never knew when they called it NIL being a thing. Now, I get the collective part. I get that piece, and we'll talk about that. But I've had players that have had jobs, right? Because remember, when you were in NCAA and you were on the scholarship, you couldn't even get a job. So here, I understand, because that was a policy of even the counties. You could not use the county's merchandise or property. Technically, the jersey is property of the school county to promote businesses, because it may be a conflict of interest, whatever the case may be. So that had already been in place. That I don't even know how we hear. Like, I don't even know how this become a thing, because
you was already cheating, huh?
We was already, the world was cheating, dog. Like, I never understood, and maybe there's a piece in here I'm missing. But I guess where I'm confused is we've had guys do local Pizza Hut commercials or this or that or whatever the case may be. No, they couldn't go out there with their Miami Northwestern or Miami New Orleans jersey on, because technically that was a conflict of interest, because that jersey is not yours. It is property of the county. And it's no different in your job, right? Let's say you know, we always talk about tales from the cell. I forgot who put that in the chat, but you couldn't go and do a commercial in your CO outfit. You see what I'm saying? You couldn't go out there and do a commercial, you know, in your correction officer outfit.
Right. True.
So maybe I'm confused at, like, why are we even here? So maybe somebody could tell me in the chat what Coach Hayes is missing. But you know, I think it's a lot to do with nothing, to be honest. But go ahead.
I mean, as these rules and stuff come out, you start thinking, and you start thinking like, dang, how is that even a rule? Now, I'm not big on how things are passed and politics and stuff like that, but the way I see it was, it was the NCAA basically using their leverage to say, hey, these kids are amateurs. So if they amateurs, what if they start making money before they come to college? We're gonna have to disqualify them then. And they don't go back on, like, it's almost like then they don't go backwards on that. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than when LeBron's agent wrote that penned that letter, right? When the NCAA was trying to say, hey, you gotta have a bachelor's degree to be an agent. I mean, when NBA tried to say you're gonna have a bachelor's degree to be an agent, and they jumped the gun, right? I think it was the NCAA that said it. They jumped the gun and was like, in order to be an agent, you're gonna have to have a bachelor's degree or blah, blah. And LeBron agent penned the letter and basically was like, listen, this is kind of appalling, and I feel like you guys are outstepping your lines. And literally they rescinded it, Hayes, instantly.
Because they don't have jurisdiction. Yeah.
Right. It's the same thing they did in high school. They used their leverage, and they just said, well, I can't make money in high school either. And nobody stood up and screamed loud enough. But everybody wants to be a part of the machine. It's
because it may be a case out there that I don't know of, but I don't know of a kid that has been deemed ineligible due to NIL, unless they did strictly break, like having, you know, maybe like I said, a local car dealership. I'm just using this as an example. but destroying was in college. I'm talking about high school.
Right. So right. But I think it stemmed from high school. Right. I think it stemmed from him just having it, period. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's funny though, because you're saying that. It's funny because maybe it's one of those things where it's like, is that a rule? Well, it's not, and then everybody just don't want to touch the oven, right?
Right. Because I'm like even when it came out, like you said, I'm trying to figure out, like, damn, I remember old boy, he was doing commercials. And then this kid, he had a summer job at the pizza parlor. And the other dude worked at the towing company with his dad. But I don't know. Because I'll say this. Because we could definitely jump into the political factor. And I was watching watch this now. I was watching another news broadcast, but it wasn't as long. It didn't give as much detail. That's why I didn't play that one. But this one piece was really more important than what was in the one we just showed. That political affiliation, they added in later because, of course, they took out, cannabis, alcohol. Like, the kids can't promote that, right? And I understand that. They're not 18 years old, right? Or whatever the case may be. So I get that piece. I understand that. Gambling sites, like, they can't have DraftKings on their FanDuel and stuff. Like, they can't promote that. So somebody came up and said, well, what about political candidates and whatever, running for office or whatever the case may be? And now they have banned that. But one of the people said, well, now you're starting to infringe on free speech. Because if I'm not affiliated with the school by rule, watch this now. And this is why I tell you, lawyers get paid big dollars. You're telling me I'm not affiliated with the school because it's my name, image, and likeness. My parents or whoever I have is required to get me NIL deals and facilitate them. And they say they encourage people to get a lawyer for taxes and contracts. But at the same time, you're going to tell me I can't endorse said politician. Now, I get why they said it, and social activism. But if I'm not representing you as a school, how can you tell me who I can quote unquote campaign for? How you going to tell me I can't be a part of maybe the Black Lives Matter movement or whatever movement it may be? So now that part is what's interesting. Because I believe they can't even say the school. Like, they can't even say, hey, my name is Teddy Bridgewater, part of Miami Northwestern Senior High School, man. Go buy this new Ford from a Hayes Ford dealership. They can't even say the name of the school.
That's see in college that kind of matter. I don't think it matters in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it matters in high school. In college, it kind of matters, but I don't think it really matters in high school. And even in college, like you've seen them blur out certain things. But I don't know. It's now that we're talking about it, it's kind of weird that you're saying this. It's almost like, when was this ever
a rule?
Like, when was this? When was it ever exercised, or when was it ever utilized? It's just the NCAA being so big, and it's just them being so big and imposing their will across the country. Think about it. Like, a normal kid in high school can make money, get bread. How come my kid talented in sports, and you telling me he has to stay an amateur? He has to stay an amateur and come play in our league that looks professional as shit to me.
No, listen, I'm with you. And then right here, NASA says they can't vote, but you can at 18. And there's some kids in high school that's 18. You know what I mean? And And again, the reason I'm bringing this up, because I know it sounds nitpicky, but this is what attorneys do. They nitpick the rule to make you back off of it. That's their job. That's what they are hired to do. And so, because remember, that political part was not a part of the initial, I'm just call them banned entities of NIL. And then someone brought it up, and then they added it to it. Like they kind of amended what they were going to do. And you heard us saying that we can always revisit this and amend it whenever we want to. So they put that in there as well. It's just interesting, man. I think it's back to your thing about control. But you're controlling something that's uncontrollable. You're attempting to control something. I'm gonna put this in the same boat. I'm gonna make a very broad statement, and y'all believe this or not. It's no different than the transfer rule in high school. There's a rule that you can't transfer. I can't transfer from Miami Norland to Miami Central because I don't live in the zone, right? At that time. But if that's the case, why were so many people transferred here and there? You want to know why? Here's what a lawyer told me, and they win it every time. The rule is put in place to try and help with zoning of schools and the amount of kids. However, this was back in my days of coaching, if you know what I'm saying. Back in the days, if you know what I mean.
What?
Parents, I used to arm parents with this information. Go in there, register your kid. They can't tell you no. You know why they couldn't tell you no? They attempt to tell you no, but they can't tell you no overall. You know why? Why do you think this is, Street?
Why they can't tell you no?
If I wanted to transfer you from Miami Norland, take you down there to Miami Central tomorrow, you and my son, take you down there and enroll you. And I still live right there by Norland.
Why can't they tell you no? Because it's a public school?
The public school. And my tax dollars go to all those schools.
Right.
So by rule, they try to. But by law, they're going to lose it every time. And all you have to do is pull up or tell them and say, hey, here's my attorney. You're going to be in that school tomorrow. It's a deterrence more than it is. That's maybe the word we're looking for. They're trying to deter you from doing certain things, but they can't stop you from doing it. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
And like you said, it's a deterrent. So it makes people not want to do it. So you kind of keep them in check, right?
Right.
It's kind of like a fence. A fence doesn't stop anybody. It deters you like, oh, it's a fence there. I can't go that way. But if I really want to, I just jump the fence and keep going on about my business.
Right.
You know, and so that's kind of how I looked at it in that sense. Let me ask you this. Coach just got a new debit card. How to update my Joshua still, I guess you put the information in the same way you did the first time you did it. I really don't know, brother. I'll try and do some research and help you out, but I don't know how you add a new debit card for subscriptions. So
asking for trouble. Boy, they're troubleshooting.
Hey, dog, that's an NIL deal. Hayes Troubleshooting.com.
Boy, they're troubleshooting. Boy, they asking support desk questions. The hell?
Yeah, hey man, hey, Ask Jeeves. You remember that? You remember Ask Jeeves?
Yeah.
That was like the first Chat GPT, dog. Ask Jeeves. But anyhow, I want to ask you this question. How many kids, because here's what I said about NIL in college, and then I'll ask you this. I said there was going to be the gold rush to NIL in college. Everybody getting a deal. The second team center, the third string defensive tackle, the ninth string kicker, because it was new and everybody wanted to be a part of it, like the .com era or the gold rush. Everybody was flocking. But eventually the market will level itself out because those people will not get a return on investment. What do I mean? As we start to see it in the NIL today. Player X, who nobody really knows, he's on the team, he's there, but he's out there selling tacos from the local taco stand or whatever. but nobody's buying him because of him, because nobody really knows that guy. So eventually be like, ah, man, we appreciate it. But a Caleb Williams will get the Dr. Pepper. The Shador Sanders will get the Google ads. The Shilohs, the Travis Hunters, the big names, the cream will start to rise to the top. And those other ones will just kind of fall off because you don't get your return on investment of what you're paying. I say all that to say this. I think the same thing's going to happen in high school. A lot of people may flock to local businesses, but eventually those top 10 on the 247 list, those are the ones going to get the big deals. The top 20 maybe, or maybe the top kid in your state of Florida or whatever, or maybe in your area. Everybody's not going to benefit from this NIL, right? In high school.
No. I of course, but what's about to happen? See, we never pay attention to the elephant in the room. You talk about the connection, you always talk about the collectives. No, you're right. If it was just left to Stead, has a lot of social media following. Stead is good at football, so Battle wants to be associated with him. If it was just left to that, yeah, what you're saying is true. But what's about to happen is the same thing that happened with the collective. Nobody could question where the hell did the collectives come from? What is the purpose of the collective? They're kind of like kamikazes, to be honest with you. Kind of crazy, the collectives, to be honest with you. But the same thing is about to happen. That lady said it in the news clipping.
Yeah, she said they can't be a part. There's no collectives or anything like that. And you can't have those, like you can't be an organization that's just to give money. Now, how do they regulate that? Maybe a collective got one little commercial they do every day and they put on social media. Hey, you got to come on in and say, hey, how you doing? My name is D Street and I'm here. And you have now satisfied the rule. I don't know.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is they're going to figure out how to streamline said kid comes play for Florida State because we helped him out with a deal from Dunkin' Donuts. They're gonna figure out a way to streamline that because the biggest elephant, the biggest, what's the word? The college is getting the kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are the ones with the most riding on this. It ain't Nike, it ain't Dunkin' Donuts, it ain't Pizza Hut. It's the colleges getting the kids. So the colleges are going to get the kids what they need, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they'll figure out a way to make the money flow to the kids that they need. You see the kid Jamie French today, 2 hours into this, they say got us. Let me see. They got him and another kid got a deal. The law wasn't passed 2 hours. And they were saying that the guys who own the company are related to Ohio State, and that's what will happen.
I get it. Now I see what you're saying. Real quick as we go on, 305, Falcon to 305 in the building. Appreciate you. What's good, Coach? What's good with you, Falcon, man? We just out here just trying to figure this thing out. The first thing comes to mind is the Florida Gators and the alumni that own the sugarcane companies out there. And imagine what they do for all of those kids that come out of the Pahokee, Belglade area. Will they have those kids doing Florida sugarcane commercials and get the pipeline started early? I don't know. But no, I get what you're saying. So, like you said, the Ohio State alumni who made, and there's a lot of Ohio State people in Florida, believe it. I see so many Ohio State alumni tags or the little helmet on the side of cars. Right. You'll be surprised. So they may have a business or whatever. And that's the way, yeah. Oh, this is
yeah, and they'll just figure out a way to.
Damn you, Streeter.
They'll just figure out a way to. Yeah, hey, listen, we got you that in a nutshell. We got you the Dunkin' Donuts deal. Silently, you're gonna be a king. And they'll figure out a way to stream the same way the Cane's Connection. Nobody's asking what the Cane Connection is. Kids putting on Cane Connection shirts saying weird things. and nobody really really asking what it is. And that's for any other collective. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's basically to streamline recruiting.
Yeah. Okay. I got an inside source. Says Vernell Brown, who I broke his tape down. Y'all go check it out. WRE, shameless plug. How you get a shameless plug on your own show? But it doesn't matter.
You can't. We're just guys that are just too too nice. We're too nice guys.
All right, I'm changing up. Damn it, y'all go watch. Y'all go watch the Vernell Brown. Every time I hear the name Vernell, I think of Martin. Remember with Tommy Davidson? The catfish are delicious. But anyway, his name was Varnell. But anyway, Vernell Brown, shout out to him. They say he was the other player that you were talking about, and he is Ohio State commit, verbal commit. And it says no contract has been signed per that parent. Appreciate that on the source. Matter of fact, I'm going to call you right after this because I need to holler at you. But anyhow, yeah, that's interesting, bro. That's very interesting that you bring that up. And that's what these think tanks are all about. How do we beat the system? Okay, y'all got a think tank over here of how to implement a system. We got a think tank over here on how we're going to beat the system you implement it. Because one thing about it, you can put 10, 15 people in that room, and they're not going to think of everything. But these 10, 15 people know your hand. They see your hand already because you had to present it in order to create these guidelines. And we're going to say, you know what? They ain't think about the alumni like you just came up and just said, I didn't think about it. I'm the one that's talking about implementing the rule. You came over and said, okay, no problem. Hey, buddy, don't you own that car dealership down in Orlando? Yeah, Vernell Brown. He just committed from Jones High School. Yeah. Hey, go ahead and hook him up, man. Matter of fact, he got a driver's license. Go in and lease him a Camaro for $1. Hey,
that's it.
Matter of fact, make sure it's nice and bright and red. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
and
it.
It say go Bucks on the tag. For sure. Appreciate you. Thank you. Have a great day. Man, come on, man.
That's it.
Look at the producer going to work in the building. Look at the producer. LV in the building already through the YouTube up. Boy, I tell you, boy, that LV is special.
So that's what happened, and it's almost like everybody's looking around at the street agents. These guys trying to take money from, but nobody. The collectives or whatever are gonna figure out a way to jump right in, and I mean nobody says anything to them. Nobody. I mean, so okay. So this is what I want to talk about, Hayes. Everybody that's saying, okay, so I want to tell y'all this: money isn't the answer to everything, right? You know what I'm saying? Made a little bit of money. Got to see the other side of money. And I realized money isn't the answer, especially if you don't know what to do with it. It can cause pain. That was brought to you by IOD Squad, Investor Die. But
I love it.
Yeah, the IOD Squad, Investor Die.
I'm sorry, good. I didn't mean to laugh. You caught me
because I mean, and I'll get into this a little later. We think money is the answer. Now, these kids getting money, yes, they could pay mama light bill for the rest of the year, and it feels better, right? But money is like water. If there's no plan, it will go right through your hands. In the comment section, anybody that has ever spent $20,000 or $30,000 in the comment section, tell me how fast you spent it, or what's the fastest and the most money you've ever seen somebody spend.
Outside of a house, we talking about
right? Just, yeah, 20,000, 10,000. What's the fast? I remember a man said he was at Braylon that was at a restaurant one night. He was like, you know how dudes go broke? He said, man, I saw that dude sign a $15,000 check and didn't even look at it for the restaurant bill. He said he looked at him like,
bro, somebody ate $15,000 worth of food.
You know, when the bottles, they start buying them, but it get crazy. So listen, money is the answer to everything, but these kids deserve to make money. But for the people that's saying, oh man, money done messed up college football, now it's gonna mess up high school football, right? I'll tell you guys this, and we have to get there, but kids making money isn't anything new. I'm gonna go through a few names for you, Hayes. See, we just have to get the system and get used to it. Davion Kimbrough, age 13, club Sacramento Republic. he was earning $30,000 to $50,000 at the age of 13.
That sounds like a soccer team.
It's the soccer team, right? Right. We're gonna keep going. Francis Jacobs, 14 years old, was earning $30,000. Right. Let's go a little bit. Thon Maker at the age of 19 had a $2.6 million deal. Ricky Rubio at the age of 14 was making $1 million a year. Luka Doncic at the age of 16, $1.3 million deal. Kids overseas, they get to it. Hey, Luka could play basketball at 14. Hey, mama, he come with us.
That's how they say it.
All day. He train all day.
He come with us.
And we put him in league. He is better than my 30-year-old boy. And they put him in the league. And at 16, he's a pro because he has the talent and he gets paid. Now, for people who thinking that American kids can't deal with this, it's going to mess up everything. They were better when they were slaves playing. No, bro. I mean, kids have been getting money. You know what I'm saying? We just have to get used to it and stop acting like we're supposed to give our talents up for free until we make it, or if we make it, to their promised land. Nah, dog.
All right, let me ask this. I like where you're going. I like what you're cooking. I got my food, my food. I got my spork back to the school days. My spork, that's the spoon/spork. But here's my question. Since people like to always make comparisons, because, you know, we do say the word kids on here a lot. And people always say, well, if you go to the military, you're an adult. Okay, well, let's take that same logic. Do you think child actors shouldn't get paid for their talents? Do you think the Olsen twins, remember them from, not Family Matter, what was the name of that show? Full House?
Full House.
What I'm saying, do you think Drew Barrymore and all these child actors, now I ain't saying they don't get jacked up as they get older, but do you think they should have not been paid, Carly McCalkin, for their talents? They were still in school. Wait a minute. Because Macaulay Culkin was still in school, did he represent his school or did he represent himself? But then y'all gonna say, guess what? Well, coach, he plays for the school. I get it. They may have been in the theater at their high school or the choir. I'm just trying to be an idiot about it, but y'all see where I'm going.
You're not being an idiot about it.
What I'm saying is nitpicky. No, I'm saying being nitpicky because again, we can't live in both worlds based on certain logic. Because it's sport, we want to hold it in a different category. But it's a talent. Acting is a talent. Being an athlete at a high level is a talent. You understand? Singing is a talent. And that's why it's also called sports and entertainment, not sports or entertainment. So I told you, I get where you're going. I see what you're laying down, dog. And I think I'm picking it up.
You think it's done because it's a sport, or it's just done just because the lawmakers, or just because the NCAA, or because the suits in the room said so?
Well, I think both.
Because it said so, and we just get in line.
Well, when I said because it's sport, I was talking about how we cherish sport and the camaraderie and what it brings and try to keep the pureness of it. We don't want to taint it with money. You play this game because you love it, not because you want to get paid. You know what I mean? I would play this game because I love this game. That people don't talk like that. I've never heard an actor say, man, I'll act every day and not to get paid. You know what I'm saying? It's because of the mindset. That's why I say because it's a sport. And you got to think of right. Just do it. And you got to think about people like tennis. You know, those are sports. So I get it. Let me ask you this. We do talk 99% football here. But this NIL is not strictly football. It is for all student athletes, all sports. You saw in that news clip, it was girls flag football, soccer, tennis, whatever. What sport do you think in high school will benefit from NIL, high school NILs the most?
What sport?
What sport do you think will benefit from NIL? The kid, and I hope I can call them kids in high school. The kids will benefit the most.
Well, in football, because it's so many of them, but I think basketball, where you could see their faces. I think Andrew Reese and Caitlin Clark proved to us that, hey, y'all could see my face. Like y'all, and they proved to us how they could become really big if you utilize your social media the correct way. So basketball is the more marketable, social media friendly to build your brand. But football is just our sport. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Football is down, and still more kids in high school play football than anything.
Oh, Creed, I like the numbers, I think, but I'm talking about, I think basketball, I think especially boys basketball and men's basketball will benefit the most. One, because it's not a lot of them, right? I only need to get one or two of the guys there. And I'm talking about what the businesses may, the business may get out of this. Two, their faces are open. Do you know it's 359 people in here right now? Do you know probably 300 people don't even know what Jeremiah Smith looked like, but they know his name?
Right.
I could bring Jeremiah Smith up here right now on the thing, and we could be just talking about NIL and not even say his name and just have him on as a guest talking. Most people wouldn't even know who he was. That's not saying it's good or bad thing. We're talking about the exposure of the athlete, their face, their this, their that. You understand what I'm saying? And then they're also not talked to a lot. Only the top dudes, right? And so I think that's the difference. Now, you may look at them and be like if you saw him in the street, like, that boy got to play ball. But you couldn't say, Jeremiah Smith. Only a handful of people are going to. Only a handful of people are going to say that. They're not going to know that's him, and that's including me now. As much as I don't look at their face. Now, if he was walking around with a helmet and a jersey on, I'd be like, oh, that's Jeremiah Smith, because I know his body. That's what I see all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
what I was saying was earlier is about money isn't the answer to everything, man. It's great that these kids now, they've let up on this goofy rule. And these kids can now get paid. But I've learned that, man, money in the hands of somebody who doesn't understand money is for most part, it's just gonna be a good time. It's going to be a good time, and a lot of them end up back at zero and hoping that they get another chance to do it right the next time.
Yeah. Anytime you start something new, there's casualties of war now. Somebody going to get messed over, screwed over. And that's just part of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the money is control, bro. The money is control. It's something that they have that the kids want, that the families need, and they use it like Nevin Shapiro. It's used to control. A lot of times you don't get your value because you don't know how to negotiate your value, and if you don't know what to do with it, you will always have your hand out. I don't care how big the check is, 100,000, 200,000. If you don't know what to do with it, you will always have your hand out. And when the faucet stops, you better have a plan.
I agree. Let me ask you this, outside of what you just said about the boosters. Damn it, Street. Damn you, Street. You put a wrinkle in the game. But outside of the boosters giving the quote unquote NIL deal, how valuable do you think? And I only bring up Jeremiah Smith because he was number one player last year. I think Bryce Underwood is the number 1 player this year. How valuable, and value is all, it's all relative, all based, it's objective. How valuable is an NIL deal for a high school shorty right now? Like, how much do you think someone would pay to have them in their commercial? A legitimate one, not the booster that's trying, I'm talking about the legitimate, I want you to come represent or do a commercial for our brand. What do you think someone would pay?
That's the funny part, because it's courting on, and it goes back to his social media. It's according on who he is and his influence on social media. See, somebody could be good in football, right? That's Jamie French. He's good at football. We know he's good at football. His name holds weight. We go to watch his huddle to watch him play. But the question is, where does the value come in at for the company?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't running around on the football field with Dunkin' Donut patch on his jersey.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And every time somebody take a picture of him, he got a donut patch on his jersey, like NASCAR. So it goes back to their social media and how much influence they have. But I think I'm trying to think of a kid that was really big, like even Jeremiah Smith. I'm trying to think of a kid that had it all going on. That had the social media, he coming right out of high school, that he had it all going on.
Hold on, I would like to do this while you brought that up. And we talked about Jamie French, and this was, we've had shows about this. I've done my exercise and my thought videos on this while I'm walking and talking. These players are missing so much money. And Streeter, you said exactly what I thought you would say, and what I agree with. They don't understand how to bring value to themselves. He has 20,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
Ready? Let's roll down his post. And this is no knock to Jamie French. You just brought him up, so I pulled him up.
Mm-hmm.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15 posts.
Right.
That's it. Let's look at his reels. 4, 7. 7 posts. That's it. Now,
the rest of
this is how many times he's been tagged by people. Everybody else is tagging you. This is what I'm trying to tell you. These are not his posts. I want people to understand these are tagged posts, meaning he was tagged in them. Somebody else posted this and tagged his name. Other people are doing work for you, but watch this. Look how much work other people are doing for you. And here's the beauty of it, bro. Look at this. If he puts a little bit more effort, because one thing about it, look at it. Other people are tagging you, and we still scrolling, bro. And still scrolling, and still scrolling, and still scrolling. They have to learn how to work this. So when pizzeria man comes by, or car dealership man comes by and says, I want to give you an NIL deal, I want to give back. I'm still scrolling, y'all. Y'all notice this, right? These people have tagged him. But anyhow, what I'm saying to you is they don't know how to increase their own value. You still got to work at it. I'm still scrolling, y'all. I just want people to see how other people are doing work for you. And you have 7 reels and 15 posts. I'm still scrolling his street. So if he put some work in his social media and these people work for you, he could have 100,000. That's a way different bargaining chip than what? 20,000.
Yeah.
I'm still scrolling.
I mean, but it's lack of understanding, and it's being a kid, and it's influenced by rappers, and what you're doing. Hey, listen, I got 700,000 followers over here. What you're doing, I never thought about this. I never thought about what you're saying. This many people wants to interact with him.
I'm still scrolling.
And these people have followers. I just came up with a hell of an idea, Hayes.
No, we just came up with a hell of an idea. We just say it, Street. We just came up with a hell of an idea. And I literally just thought of this on the fly when you said social media. But anyway, I'm still scrolling, y'all. Go ahead.
Right. And okay, but so one thing I'll tell you guys this. If you was ever famous in life, like if you've ever been famous for anything, right? When you're the famous one, you can't see it. It doesn't feel, you can't see it. You just know people react to you different. So I can understand how kids don't know how to react to this or capitalize on this because it's hard to see when it's you.
Right.
This is unbelievable, dog.
Finally, I'm at the end.
Click one of those. I want to see how far that dates back. 2021.
There's the very last one. August 8th, 2021 was the very first tag he was tagged in. So what grade was he in? 9th?
2021. I went to say something to Jamie French, and I realized we had a conversation in 2020. We were going to get on Zoom together.
Mm-hmm.
And I hit him up. I was like, hey, boy, we ain't never get on Zoom.
Jackson Visuals, whoever that is, was the first one to tag him. But like, they got 4,000. I'm just saying that, and what you said is 100% true, Street. I know they don't know how to navigate it.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're saying is the information is out here. And I don't, can I very, very well say this much? I don't expect him to get it. I expect somewhere around him understands it. Whether it's mom, whether it's dad, whether it's uncle, whether it's whatever, whoever that, and we've done this before. I know I've given the same example with Jeremiah Smith before, saying he had all these followers, and imagine how much he brings to the table because he can simply say, listen, guys, y'all want to give me, say, 200,000. Well, make it 300,000 because I'm bringing 100,000, 200,000 people with me on my social following.
Right.
So, I missed the money. Cost came for the $5. Will Little Timmy's in high school get cut off teams? Huh? Will Little Timmy's in high school get cut off team? Okay. If you were a Little Timmy, will you get cut off the team? No,
Why?
you need hitting dummies.
Why would you get cut?
Because I guess he's saying everybody else gonna have an NIL deal and Timmy ain't gonna have one.
I think he said, will Little Timmy's in high school get a cut?
No, will they get cut off the team?
Why would they get cut?
I don't know. Let's answer it both ways. Will Little Timmy's in high school get a cut off the money? Hell no. Will Little Timmy's get cut off the team? Hell yeah.
No, look, the structure of the teams aren't going to change. It's just going to be a lot of jealousy, a lot of mamas fighting on the sideline, more daddies cut out of deals.
Yeah.
There's just more of that malarkey going on.
Yeah. I'm just saying, so shout out to Jamie French if he's watching this. I'm definitely gonna break his film down. But find that dude. Find that guy you trust. Shout out to what's the young boy's name? You said over there at Western High School. One of the players was the brother, and then the other ones picked up the camera, and the other dude did whatever.
Yeah. They did Chaminade documentary too.
Beyond the Lights.
Beyond reality. They did the Chaminade documentary also, yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is find that dude. All football players got a homeboy that ain't a good football player. Let him be your social media ambassador. He the one at the game taking pictures of you. He the one posting it. And guess what? Be fair with him. When the deal come in, he get a cut. Whatever that percentage, whatever y'all work out. I implore everybody. It may not be your homeboy. It may be a cousin. It may be a this. But guess what else you're doing? Because that same homeboy, when you make it to the league, guess what? He's still going to be there. But here's the difference. Here's the difference, though. You're going to pay for him as long as y'all going to the club. Unless he finds something to do. So if he gonna hang around you, make him part of the team.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Don't give him a fish. Teach him how to fish. Use me to eat off of instead of me feeding you. That's all we saying.
Right. You know who did it really well in college? Jerry Rice's son.
Okay.
Wide receiver at USC. And when he was in the combine, he called me. He was like, he's like, Street, man, my cousin coming up here to live with me. He my homeboy, man. He said, but I want to start a YouTube channel, man. I'm gonna put this dude to work. He said, I'm gonna put this dude to work. And what kind of camera I need? And I told him what kind of camera to get and other stuff. But no, you're right. But listen, Hayes. I mean, I'll be honest with you. We're about to do a seminar we're about to put an event together on this business and marketing and social media. Contact Footballville. I mean, at this point, man, we're sitting down with a couple guys and because I see it's needed and it's an expertise that we have and something we've created, and we can kind of help these guys with their brands, because it's a lot of money out there, but it's only money out there for the few percent, right? Big money for the few percent.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of you guys, y'all in the same locker room. Y'all, it's football. You 2 plays away from being a star. Football don't much have to happen in football for you to be a star, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You 2 plays away from being a star. And then, so your brand can grow just like anybody's brand. I mean, you're on the same platform. These fans want to see what you're doing. I understand they don't understand it, and I understand a lot of times they don't have time, but you see what's happening, bro. You guys need teams around you. You need teams around you.
Because here's the beauty. You're going to have teams around you when God willing, you make it to the league. You're going to have a team around you. But here's the difference. Your agent is the one who's going to facilitate all the team. Your agent going to say, hey, here's the social media manager for you. Here's the financial advisor for you. Here, he's going to, or she's going to be the one to facilitate all this. Right. And what I'm saying is and again, we talked about leverage on this show a lot, Street. They don't, and I understand they're kids, literally they're kids. But the ones who understand it earlier are the early bird gets to the worm. The ones that understand it earlier are the ones who typically are more successful at it because they have more experience at it. I'll say this to your point. Shout out to the Sanders family, dog. The older one played ball at SMU. The other kids were young. His playing days was over. He picked up a camera
and went ham
and said, guess what? I'm going to go from forward thinking and look backwards at my brothers and film them. And if y'all don't think he's not going to follow them to NFL, and they'll work it out some kind of way. He may not have all the footage and all the access like he has because it's a different entity, but there is something that he's going to document in regards to his brother, because Well Off Media is not a Colorado channel. It's not a Jackson State channel. I think people misunderstand that. It is a Sanders family channel.
Yes.
Those are the stars. Shiloh, Shador. You don't even see Travis as much. You see him, but it's Shador, Dion, Shiloh. Right? And so that's what people, I'm not saying this to knock this. I'm saying find that guy. And if camera ain't that, if your best homeboy ain't good with the camera, he might be something else, organizer or manager or something to that effect. But teach him how to fish. Don't feed him, because you feed him for a lifetime, bro. Go ahead. You got a Dono Stanley Cabinets. Did I say it right? Cabinets.
I mean, facts. I mean, before we read that, yeah, I mean, you facts. Well Off Media, and who knows what Well Off Media? Well Off Media is worth something now.
Sure it is.
He started that with his cell phone, bro. Jackson State, that was a cell phone he was filming with. And he said, I'm going to follow my brother. How simple is that, Hayes? I know people want to say, hey, man, it's only because Dion in the house. No, man. Shiloh we don't. Shadow is not an NFL player, is he? Like,
He
we're
may
not
get. I
sure.
think he'll get a chance. He'll get a chance, but I don't know if he'll longevity. Yeah.
Right. And he followed Shiloh too. Shiloh just as interesting as Kador, as the quarterback in the press conferences. It has nothing to do with Dion. It has everything to do with giving people access. You don't have to be Shador. Cam Moore could do the same thing. Restrepo could do the same thing. Yeah. You just have to give people access and have somebody willing to go ham for you like his brother went ham for them. Well, they only show Shador and Shiloh because his damn brother is holding the camera. Tell somebody else causing the homeboy to pick up a camera for them.
Right. And I don't know why people don't understand that. Oh, they get to be on Well Off Media. No, you are a co-star on Well Off Media.
Right. Right.
You understand? When you watch a movie, Denzel Washington is the star. Somebody else may be the co-star. And there is a part in the movie where Denzel's not on the screen. That happens. But the movie is starring Denzel Washington.
Right.
I don't know why y'all don't understand it. And here's the beauty of it. This is why I say there are so many examples. Because guess what? The Sanders family example is the same example I just gave earlier, Beyond Reality. It's the same thing, except the Sanders name is bigger because of the father. So therefore it gets more. But Beyond Reality, shout out to them young men. I don't know them. I don't even know what they look like. But I know of their work. What do? Follow their brother.
Yeah. Right.
And then look what it's spawned off to. Now they're doing a documentary series with Madonna Prep School.
Yeah.
And that's going to spin off to something else. And some producer or some director is going to give them a chance. They use their brother to eat off of instead of waiting for, I'm just waiting for my brother to make it to the league and we straight for life.
No, he picked up that camera and went, damn, he picked up that camera and he went a Heisman. Media. Well Off Media, I'm sure right now is worth a bag. If they was to sell it, I'm sure it's worth some money.
Listen, they have social media awards now. Like Destroying has won some. I wouldn't be surprised if they get nominated. Well Off Media get nominated for certain like social media platforms. They have like award shows and stuff. I don't know what it's called. Bro, and think about this. Did Bucky have to do that? Nope. Daddy got enough money. He could have went out there, worked a 9 to 5 or started. Hey, Dad, I want to start this business. Okay, go ahead. I fund you. I help you. No problem. You my son. I love you. He said, I want to start a business, but I'm going to start a business filming the family.
Right. Yeah. Shout out to Stanley Cabinet, man. If your team makes the playoffs, win a playoff game, $1,000, win the state, $20,000, split it with the team. You talking about high school? If your team makes it to the playoffs, win a playoff game, $1,000, win a state, $20,000, split it with the team.
But who's going to pay that, Stanley?
I don't know. Maybe he's talking about the person on the team that actually has the NIL deal.
Bro, I don't think anybody, no high school kid, in my opinion, on a legitimate NIL high school deal, not the booster funnel collective, because you come in here NIL deal, is going to make 20 grand in high school. I don't think they have enough fame for that. I don't think there's a return on investment. If somebody cuts that, it's because they're a fan. I may be wrong, Street. I'm wrong.
No. Well, think about what you're saying. Venus and Serena. Think about the high school stars we've seen. How much did they demand from Nike? How much did they demand?
Yeah, but they were going into the pro. I'm talking about the high school NIL deal. Not the Nike deal. I'm talking about the high school kid, the 10th grade, 11th grade Teddy Bridgewater, who was probably my hero. Mm-hmm.
Two things I think is going to happen. I think Nike is out of it. Nike literally really don't give athletes money like that anymore. Like they basically ran the game and it was like, we don't need y'all anymore.
Right.
We are the culture. But there may be some up and coming shoe companies. There may be some shoe companies that want to get back into football, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they brand it with. Remember how big Amari Daniels was coming out of youth football? He's are bigger coming out of youth football than they are in high school, dog.
I agree, but you have to remember, I think it's so nichey. And I'm not trying to be like a pushback king here, but it's so nichey. Like, I didn't remember that because I wasn't in that arena. I didn't. I don't remember him coming out of high school, out of Little League.
He was huge, dog. All the kids wanted to be Amari Daniels. And so think about, just imagine, okay, you remember Spike Lee and Michael Jordan. It's the shoes. They created that monster, bro.
I get it.
And made it valuable. The second thing is the collectors are going to figure out a way to drive the price up. That's what's going to happen. They really come down here giving kids $5,000. Hey, man, $5,000. We need a solid commit. It's not going to happen. So we're going to get out that's what's going to drive the price up.
All right. So here's a perfect one. King Malik. Hey, Stanley Cabinets, if I was saying it correct. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the 10, man, for the $10. Thank you. But we're going to continue to talk about your dono because I'm going to use King Malik here for a second. He's brought in some names. Mm-hmm. For example, LeBron. I get it. Now we're talking about the exception and not the rule. Because remember, he said, how many state champions do we have here in football?
6, 5.
6, 8. 8 now, in the 8A.
8.
So we have 8 different state championships. So like that's what we can't think of just that one team. I'm just trying to think of the whole. Then he also brought up Baby Gronk. Now people can say what they want to say about Baby Gronk and what the dad doing. Yeah, he made. Guess what?
The hardest working man in social media. He goes hard. I actually spoke to his daddy a few times, man. His dad used to be in the record industry, and he just understands marketing. Some of you guys may think he's exploiting his kid, but tell that to the kid in Overtown who's not sure what he's gonna eat tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like when you say exploiting, you have a parent that loves his child, that's walking his child through business, right? And entertainment. And these things. And if he's exploiting his child, how was Nickelodeon and Disney created?
You took the words of my mouth. Back to the child actor. He's right. Think about it. But remember, but that's why I say because it's sport. Because it's football, we look at Baby Gronk in a different light than we look at Carly McCalkin. That's what I was saying. That's why I said because it's sport, there's a certain value we want to hold on it, and it's a certain pureness that we think we do it because of love. When his dad is saying we're in the social media era, bro, because here's where I think his people can have different morals and values about it, but here's what I'll say: there are some things I disagree with what he does. However. What he has done for his son or doing for his son, in dominoes, we call it a key. What that means is I can win on both ends of the board, right? You can't block me. What do I mean? If I got a 6 on one end and a 2 on the other end, I got one domino left. If you block the 6, I throw it on the 2. You block the 2, I throw it on the 6. What I'm telling you is, if he makes it in football, he has increased his value with all the X amount of followers he has. If he doesn't make it, he falls back onto social media. Maybe he starts a platform, yada, 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 whatever.
Right. He doubling down.
It won't be blocked. It's not like it's all or nothing. See, a lot of us go all or nothing. All football, and then people are like, but what's your plan B? And everybody wants to say, well, education is your plan B. Right? Think about that. Education is your plan B. Well, guess what? Mr. Beast, I don't think he went to college. This dude got 230 something million. Bro, he's got almost amount of YouTube followers as in America. Jake Paul. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So I'm just talking to the people that I get it. Now, some of the stuff is a little sketchy. You know what I mean? But again, you know.
Yeah, I saw one picture the other day. Had two girls in the background at the beach with G-strings on.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
As baby Grump get older, he ain't wasting no time.
That boy might end up on the hub or something later, dog. Like, I'm just saying, there ain't no telling. Like, because to me, that's
and
why I
it
think
said something about his OnlyFans, dog. It was funny, dog.
Yeah, but that's where it's like, that's where I think it get a little sketchy. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a kid, dog. He in middle school maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely.
And I'll say this. One thing I will say about the dad, I will say this. He doesn't look like he overworks him from an athletic standpoint, meaning, you know, his body's not defined, you know, because you can see some kid, not a dad, you got to go in there and lift weights and like, you know what I mean? I think he doesn't, you know, he doesn't go that far with it, in my opinion. Just looking at his body and how it's not defined and all of that stuff. Do I think he's going to be a big time star? I don't think he's a receiver because that's what he's always playing. I can tell you that. I think he'll be a big kid. He's a thick kid right now, and so far as inside, I don't know if he's going to be a receiver. Doesn't appear to be fast and quick twitch. Hell, Kohei may just be wrong as all get up.
Yeah. The weird thing is that he can play football. He can play. His dad keeps him in spaces where he's going to be the star. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't taking on these dudes. Man, bring him to St. Louis, dog. We got a toughest youth league. No. We ain't doing that. That ain't our plan. We're gonna build his social media. We're gonna put him in situations where he succeed on his football field. And y'all holler at me in high school when I got 1 million followers.
Right. Now watch this. Now we're gonna make a comparison between the two. 520,000, 500,000, like you just said. Now these are his posts. See his post? Non-stop.
Ham.
And
think about this. A lot of people don't like what they're doing.
Right.
But still, it keeps growing. People keep looking.
Yeah. See, like, I don't mind, like, you know, the kid stuff. I get it. But look what Dad's doing. It's nonstop. Now, all this right here, I don't know what this is. That's a Photoshop.
That's Photoshop, right?
Yeah, that was
but
Photoshop.
He got stuff with Libby Dunn. Click the Libby Dunn stuff.
Oh, yeah, no, he did. Look what he's doing. Tyree. But look at his body. This is why I say the dad ain't working. And I like that part. He's young, dog. You ain't got to overkill the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like this crazy right here, dog. Like they tripping, dog. She's tripping.
That boy on Fort Lauderdale Beach.
Loose with it. Street.
Entertainment, dog. It's entertainment, dog. He got it figured out, USB, bro.
And look at the difference. I have not stopped scrolling, and these are his posts. There you go. 10-year-old baby Grunt retires from football to pursue gaming. Come on, dog.
He got retired 11 times.
Yeah. He was just at there you go. I just say he was just at Colorado. Coach Prime said I could be the next Travis Hunter. Come on, dog.
That's sick. That's crazy work right there. How you gonna be the next rap song?
See, that's what's crazy about it, bro. See, some of them some of these girls whacked out, man.
Now the kid, if you ever do an interview with him and something, if the dad is sitting there and the dad talks him through the interview, the dad, the kid, the way you look at him and see him, that's how the kid is. The kid is docile, he quiet, he, you know what I'm saying? Like he but dad orchestrates it all.
Now let's look how crazy the tags are. Like people have now tagged him. Stuff that don't even matter. Look. Then tag baby Gronk in this. Dude with a frog. Like, But anyway, go ahead. Street, my bad.
No, you good.
Look, there go another shorty. Look.
He baby Gronk, huh?
That's itty bitty Gronk.
Itty bitty Gronk.
Bro, what we doing right here, dog? She crier of babies, baby. Like, that's what I'm saying, dog. Like, yeah. And somebody's gonna put him in a commercial. Now he gonna make more than 20.
Oh yeah, he has a lot of influence. The dad name is kind of weird across the media landscape because dad go hard. Dad contact everybody. He DM everybody. Dad go hard.
Dad like the dude at the club that holler at every woman. He figure if I holler at 100 and I get one, I win. I don't gotta be 100. Hey, I don't gotta be perfect at bat. If I holler at 100 girl and one of them give me the number, good night. Great night. That's interesting, man. But yeah, this NIL deal, man, this stuff is a little shaky, baby. I'd be interested to see how it comes about, though. Like, how does it turn out in that sense, man?
How does it come about? What you mean?
I just want to see how. I just think it's going to do like every other place, and it'll regulate itself, just like we see the NIL. Because if you took collectives away from college, bro, it'd be maybe 5 dudes per team on average. Like the face of the program, probably the quarterback, 1 or 2 other guys, and that's it.
Right.
Like that's a, I think high school's the same way, dog, because everybody play high school, dog. What is it? 1%? What is it? 1% of the high school football players go to college on scholarship?
It's like 1-2%, something like that.
1.5%, 2%. So out of them, everybody ain't just one of them things, man. But
we here now, dog. I don't know why Florida was so slow. But they here.
You know who Sincere Sampson is?
Sincere Simpson?
Sampson. Sincere Sampson.
Okay.
I was actually just doing this. I wonder if he has an NIL deal. No. So he was a key. I remember the name. I didn't know he was at Miami. I just happened to look up Miami Hurricanes. He's a running back at Miami. 2023 roster. I wonder if he got an NIL deal. And there lies the problem. He wasn't a bad running back. Now, he wasn't a bad running back when he was here. He went to Masters Academy, a private school. And he redshirted twice. In 2022, did not see any action, served as a member of the practice squad redshirt season. 2023, did not see any game action, served as a member of the practice squad redshirt season. So even redshirted twice. What I'm saying is that's the kind of stuff you're going to see in high school. A lot of these guys on a team, dog, they're not. Who's going to pay them besides their parents? Who's going to give them money to come do anything besides their parents?
You say who's going to pay them?
Yeah, nobody.
There's a high school running back out there named Bo Jackson Hayes.
Probably.
Just committed to Ohio State.
A lot of mercy.
Is that Bo Jack? Can't be, right?
Oh yeah, Bo Jack. No, it's probably a nickname.
That's his son?
Probably.
Bo Jackson got son?
You Bo Jackson, you probably got more than one. You probably got a bunch of Hey, that boy wasn't just hitting home runs at the baseball diamond. I'm just saying.
That ain't his son. Well, he a big kid, but that ain't his son.
Real quick, Stanley again says, if I went to Georgia and I had a car dealership at my local high school team was good, I would pay them. Well, yes, that's exactly what. Well, the question is why, though? Are you an alumni of that high school, Stanley? That's the difference. If you're not, why would you pay your local high school team unless you are thinking about return on investment, right? Or you're just trying to find a way to burn some money off so you don't have to pay taxes. That's another way. I get it. But typically, you ain't just charity ain't free, if that makes sense. Right. Charitable contributions still have an agenda behind them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, charitable contributions still have an agenda. Think about it. Most people who do a commencement speech in colleges, guess what they have done? In order to give that commencement speech, you know what they have done?
Donated some money.
Donated some money. And in return, what do? Well, I would love to get a commencement speech. Really? Okay, cost us nothing. Appreciate it. If I give you X amount of dollars, I want my name on the library. I want you to go to the Hayes Library, the Hayes Field House, whatever it is. So I get where you're coming. Thank you for the $5, man. Appreciate you so much, brother. Really do. See, I want a patch on the uniform. Now they used to do that. In Optimus. Mm-hmm. On the back of the jerseys would be a company name. Yeah. I remember that at Scott Lake, dog.
The NBA does it now, right? The NBA getting close. They getting close.
I saw something like that. No, I only watched 2 games. I think tomorrow the first game.
The NBA got it.
Holy smoke. NASCAR does it. Like you always say, go out and find your sponsors. NASCAR, golf. Y'all remember them NASCAR jackets you used to get with all the patches on it? STP and WD-40 and them Home Depot jackets. You remember that? You had one of them jackets, Street?
Yeah. Hell
the
yeah.
Racing jacket. The racing jacket.
Had a Tide jacket.
Tide jacket, yeah. And think about all that free advertisement for Tide. Walk around.
NASCAR was hot in the hood for a second.
Hey, Street, you paid Tide to advertise for them. Marketing genius, dog. Marketing genius, dog. Marketing genius, dog.
You got an OC hat?
I got one. Do you have one?
Yeah.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I go first.
Because y'all gonna have to cut the show off after this one.
We're gonna have to cut the show off.
Yeah, it's done, Donna. Go ahead.
I got two. I got two. All right, but I'm gonna show you this. This one for you. I want you to explain this to the people.
See what sponsorship start doing? Got to sponsor
something
yourself.
close. I tried something close like this in boot camp. Was it boot camp or it was the corrections when we went to BCOs? This is a shotgun, Hayes. Explain this. What is this?
Semi-automatic shotgun.
How hard does it have to be to shoot that?
It's not hard if you practice with it enough.
But the recoil on it has to be crazy.
Well, it also depends what he's shooting. I don't know if he's shooting slugs. Is he shooting bird shot? Is he shooting buckshot? You can't tell from that. You can't tell from that. Like, you can't tell what kind of shot that is.
Okay. I shot one. We shot one and we was in the academy. And yeah, bro. I mean, the recoil on it was crazy.
Well, but here's what I'll tell you. That's nothing new. Only thing they've done was added a drum to it and put it on like an AR style platform. But semi-automatic shotguns have been around for a long time. They just never held that many rounds. You can have a semi-automatic shotgun with 5, 6, 7 rounds. Like every shotgun, nobody boom, boom. That's pump action. You go boom, 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 but you might only get 6 shots out of it because they're fed through a tube. This is now in a drum style through an AR platform. Do you remember that show? There was a show back in the day called they were out of Louisiana, man. Sons of Guns. That's what it was called. Remember they would make certain guns. It was like a gunsmithing show. It's like a reality show. It was called.
I don't remember that.
Oh man, I used to love that show. But it showed they were the first ones that I saw that made shotguns out of an AK platform. Meaning like it's got an AK style, but it had a magazine that you fed through it and everything else. So that's all it is. Just a semi-automatic shotgun. But recoil is like anything else, bro. You do anything long enough, you get used to that. Like, and that ain't no little dude. He don't look like he no little cat. You know what I'm saying?
You say he ain't no little dude.
Yeah. But I
just wanted you to explain that though. I started, dog. What are you trying to kill with that? Like, what are you doing that?
But can I tell you this, Street? That's not as deadly as I'll take it. I'll take an AR over that. If I was shooting slug, to be honest.
You take an AR? I know they have like 240 golfs. I know they have bigger things out there. You know what I'm saying? That's like, oh man, that'll take out the side of an elephant.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if I personally had to choose something, I would take
something cool.
Oh, it looked just like that, but it's not a shotgun. I'm just talking about what the round does versus what the.
Okay, so all right, so this is brought to you by IOD Squad, Investor Die, man. Every day we trade and give out plays in the stock market with IOD Squad. 786-405-9499. If you want to understand crypto or learn how to invest or know what crypto stocks to invest in, every day we on there trading. Each morning I put out plays. Text IOD Squad to 786-405-9499. Here's my own see how. I don't know if y'all watched the GameStop documentary on this kid Keith Gill, the one who started the whole GameStop frenzy, was holding GameStop, and then the world started holding GameStop. They were trying to get the big hedge funds to basically they were trying to go. They were going after the hedge funds. They wasn't going to sell the stock. The hedge funds had puts on the stocks. Was saying the stocks was going to go down, and they started this whole movement off of Reddit that we're not selling, and if they didn't sell, the hedge funds would have to pay. That was 2 years or 3 years ago, right? They did a documentary on this. This guy had to go speak. He was summoned to court. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to say he was. It's just crazy. He was gathering people together to invest, which is illegal, yada, yada. Hayes, this man just revealed, right? Because he came back out and started tweeting. a couple weeks ago, then he went away. This man just revealed Keith Gill, aka Roaring Kitty, aka Deep Effing Value, holds 5 million shares of GameStop and has 120,000 calls at $20 strike. He just kept buying GameStop.
Yeah, I don't know what none of that means. You got to explain the verbiage.
I won't be able to explain it all, but literally what I'm saying is he never stopped buying it, right? Even when they went after him, he kept buying it. And what he has bought was basically 120,000 call options. Right now, he's in the green for $9 million. I think Monday he made like $50 million when he came out with this report. Basically, he never stopped buying. He said, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to keep buying, and the world started following him. And then went away for 2 years because the court and God and everybody was after him. Showed his face back up and realized people thought he had like $50,000 in stocks. People thought he had like 50,000 shares. And saying he has 5 million shares. Basically, he's kind of just leading from the front, Hayes. He's basically saying, listen, bro, I said this is how the stock market should work. I'm going to keep buying because this is how it should work. I don't care how much they manipulate. And it's going to pay off for him.
Finna pay off? Sound like it already did.
Well, he up 9 million. He was up 9 million Sunday.
So let me ask you a quick question. What was he prior to this movement? What was his status? Like, he's just a regular guy or what?
He's a regular guy that worked for a trading firm, and then he stopped. And he was on Reddit. They was in a group on Reddit. And he just had this idea of, y'all finna try to drive GameStop in the ground? These hedge funds, y'all finna try to drive the stock in the ground? We ain't letting y'all do that to GameStop. And he said, listen, if we buy and don't sell, they could never drive it in the ground. They'll have to pay us one day. And 3 years later, he's still riding with it, even though they just keep manipulating and figuring out ways for GameStop not to do what it do. He just keep buying.
I get it.
Bunch of gamers on Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah. The power is always in the people. If you can never get the people to join, bro. It's
but
always
again,
in the people.
So let's bring you back home to the show. Let's tie this in. It's the same thing with this whole NIL thing. If the people are leaning more on this side because of the deterrent, right? You right, good? Because I was so small. So back to the power of the people. If the people stand up and be like, no, we ain't doing that, then that's probably what we're not going to do. But if the system has a deterrent in place that says, hey, you can't make money out there as a kid, most people are like, well, you know, I can't do that without any research because the system says you can't do that. So it's the same thing. This guy is a disruptor in the space.
Yeah.
A huge disruptor, according to what you're telling me, a huge disruptor.
A huge disruptor. He started a whole movement, bro.
And they're going to find a way to either shut him down because he found a loophole, apparently, and then they're going to amend some kind of trading rule or whatever, I don't know, to stop that, because imagine 20 more people follow that. Then 40 people, 80 people, 160, 320. It gets out of control.
Right. Yeah.
It's no different than the casinos. It's not illegal to count cards, but if they figure out you doing it, they reserve the right not for you to play there anymore. Well, what did I do illegal? Nothing.
Nothing. Not a damn thing.
I'm beating the system. Right? So
yeah.
Yeah, this is what it is, man. All right, dog. Just to let people know, I'm not doing a primetime talk tonight. I got to get prepared to go out of town, so that's why we just running a little long. But yeah. Hey, Julia.
Hey, Julia.
Hey, that's my boo right there. Hey, Julia. She told me. Hey. My baby Julia told me she loved me one show. The next show, Yeah, then the next show she came on and told me, Coach, my show breeds a house of hate.
Dang, what you said? You must be saying something about Prime.
Oh no. I love you, Julia. Be easy on me. Anyway, she says, what do you think about fan base stock, Street? I've been hearing a lot of people talk. Is that the Isaac Hayes stock?
Yeah, let me talk about Isaac Hayes' platform that he created.
Yeah. She said, what you think about it? If you have any opinion or knowledge or what? I don't know.
Let's see. Is it public yet? The fan base company profile. Is it public? Is it public yet? Because it's saying as an investor, you have a chance to invest in fan base and own a piece of the platform you love. Maybe it's not public yet. I like that guy. That podcast he did with Earn Your Leisure, bro. I sent it to you, Hayes, years ago. Very informative when he broke down how social media is working and how it's being controlled and what he's trying to do different. I like him. I mean, I like him. But the stock, it looks like. Yeah,
she said it's not public. She said it's not
right.
public.
It looks like you'll have a chance. It looks like you'll have a chance to. I don't know. When stocks usually IPO, when they usually jump out, a lot of them they run up in the beginning. But Fanbase app never really, I don't think it ever really caught on yet. I don't think it had, but I like his concept though.
She says in the crowdfunding stage.
Right. I like that guy. I love to hear him speak.
Yeah, speaking of crowdfunding, we've had 5 people fund our crowd and looking for more. So if you're in the crowd right now, go ahead and fund Hayes Street right now. Man. Hey, can I tell y'all a real quick secret? The reason we are still in the US Virgin Islands, not because we don't want to leave. The private jet don't have no more gas. We need some gas money, y'all. We need some gas. We need some gas money, dog. Hey, the Hayes Street jet is stuck right now at the airport because we spent all the cash at the bar. God, dog.
At the bar. All the cash at the bar.
So when Street brought that thing, what's the craziest thing? Remember he brought up that $15,000 bill? He was talking about me. We spent 15 grand last night. We can't get out of Virgin Islands. We ain't got no gas, man. Anyway, all right. If you are eating, please stop. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh no.
Here's all I will say to you.
I'm looking away.
Bro, there are some things in life, and I'll tell you afterwards. I'll just let you watch it. I can't take it anymore. Action. Bro, what is happening? This can't be real, dog. I need to know in the comment section right now, what do you do to get rid of that?
What's wrong with him?
You don't see all that?
What is it though? Like what?
I don't know. I don't give a dang. I don't know what it is. Nor do I care. Only thing I'm saying, Street. And I'm trying to see if it's like CGI, but if it is, they did a good job, dog. Because you can see them crawling like and falling off. See that?
Yucky.
Look at Julia. Come on, coach. My bad. I told y'all look away. Golly. First of all, I'm shaving his whole head, dog. I can't look no more. I thought I'm shaving his whole head.
Dog, when I see stuff like that, I wonder, like, is somebody somewhere doing that for views? Because they know the bugs and the bugs ain't gonna hurt them. Are they doing that for views?
See, that's the Matrix stuff you be talking about. We don't know if we're living in a real world. Like, because And I'm trying to really look to see if it's like not CGI or whatever. But bro, if they did that, whoever did that, they need to work for Marvel movies or something. They did a hell of a fine job. They're like the Buzz got shadows and they falling off his shirt. It don't matter.
Right.
I remember us being kids. Remember we used to check our hair for lice? You remember that? They used to have the long Q-tip. They check your hair for lice.
Right. Yeah.
But the black kids, they used to do us like this. They had a Q-tip. They used to do us like this. Street. All right, you good. Go ahead. They didn't even look. They knew. I went to Miami Lakes Elementary, right? So check this out. They used to have us, you go sit in the chair. The lady had a glove on with the long Q-tip on the thing. So she go through Sally hair. She be pulling and looking. We go sit down. She be like this. She get a new Q-tip. She be like this. All right, you good. Go ahead. She know ain't no lights living in here, dog. Ain't no lights living in there. No, that right there. Bro.
Where you found that at, man?
Bro, the Twitter is the devil's workshop. I keep telling people that. This is where Lucifer lives, dog.
You're disgusting, man. I was gonna go get something to eat, man. Now I don't know what to do.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You want to be real disgusted? Coach Hayes love the kid. I'm gonna make sure you don't eat today, Street. How about that?
No, you ain't, because I got the power to walk up out of here.
Watch this. I'm gonna make sure you don't eat today. How about that? Part 2. Oh, well, let me cut that music off because people eating out the toilet, dog. Come on.
What is that though?
It's food. It's made to be flushed out of the toilet. It's actual food though. But the fact that you would think to do that is, come on, cuz. Thank you. So tomorrow we'll have some more disgusting stuff on here for you. I just want to let you know that's what we do. But man, let's get up out of here, man. Fear Factor. Oh. Would you have ever gone on Fear Factor, dog, with Joe Rogan back in the day?
How much money was they winning? I can't remember.
Man, I don't care, dog. I ain't eat no donkey nuts. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh man, why was that funny?
Fear is not a factor. And I remember Joe Rogan talking about it. That everything that they ate was something that has been eaten in some country somewhere. So it really wasn't like, wow. It just somebody ate it like in that particular country. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So some people ate roaches and whatever particular chocolate covered roaches and whatever. Anyway.
I don't like the direction this show going into, man. Indy. Listen, man, that's Coach Hayes, light-skinned brother right there. Mama played linebacker for SMU. I'm Street. Nice
with one goal. Yeah, one goal.
With one goal. With one goal. Yeah, mama, on crack rock.
Nah, you knew you was finna get when she did this. She polished it with that tongue.
That's Coach Hayes, light-skinned brother right there. Mama got a sack record. Leon High School. And I'm Street. Nice looking brother. With a great chin, man. We finna get up out of here, man. Y'all make sure y'all like, share. It's free. Only a hater won't like and share or subscribe right now. It's free. That's all the free stuff.
Y'all gonna love this. We out of here. Hey, real quick before we go. Footballville mama talking about sacks. She the one sacked Tim Tebow right there to win the game. Hey, the funny thing, she was playing for New Orleans. That's New Orleans Vikings right there. She sacked Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a kid played for me named Sean Ferguson. But really, yeah, that's Footballville mama sacking Tim Tebow right there, man.
That's when you know you're famous, dog.
What's that?
That's when you know you're famous, dog. When the dude got a side picture, you sacking me is a big deal.
Yes.
That's you know, nigga, we made it.
All good, man. We out here, man. Peace, love, and hair grease. Keep the lights away. Peace.